Hello and welcome back to our Save a Seat series here on Patreon. As always, I'm your podcast host, Chloe, and today we have a very special episode. We are not necessarily following a theme this month like we tend to do because themes are so easy, but today we decided to explore a topic that is very near and dear to my heart, which is theater and arts programming for people that are in marginalized communities and how important that is for them, their sense of self and confidence, and for the greater community to show that arts are important and empowering. And I am joined by two wonderful women in that sector that both do that work every day. So thank you both for joining me again. If they didn't listen to the Spotify episode first, which you should, pause this, go listen to that, come on back. But if they didn't, I will have you both reintroduce yourselves a little bit. So this time we'll start with you, Allison. Who are you? What do you do?
I am Allison Ballard, and I direct the Jesters program. It's administered through the University of St. Francis. It's been around since 1979. It is an intergenerational, interdisciplinary performing arts program for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And we have 100 participants ranging in age from 8 to senior citizens who join us on Saturday mornings from September to March to participate in a range of interdisciplinary arts education activities. And we co-create an original performance that we present in March.
Amazing. How about you, Angeline?
Hello, I'm Angeline Larimer, and I'm the Executive Director of Propel New Works. It's a nonprofit organization which helps individuals tell their stories, how they need to tell it. We provide assistance to make sure that their stories get told and they get to retain ownership of their narrative. Our most successful and our flagship group for Propel New Works has been the Theater for Veterans group, which started 3 years back as a playwriting class. And we hope to expand not only the veterans group, but I facilitate other classes that would help individuals who are struggling with substance use and recovery. I have also facilitated for the Indiana Prison Writers Workshop and formerly incarcerated individuals, and there's a lot of overlap there for individuals whose story is out there, but not necessarily fully rooted in the experience that the individual experiences. So, we wanted to do something about that with our group.
Yeah, I think it's so interesting that you said that they retain ownership over their narrative, because that's just been something that's been on my mind recently. You know, when you think about veterans or anybody really who may not have the capacity to share their story in a traditional way, like write a book or some kind of essay, like it's probably they're going to be interviewed about it and then someone else will publish their story under their name, which, you know, they don't keep that ownership. So I think it is very powerful for them to be able to share it with their name and say, this is my story. Has that been your experience?
Absolutely. It's, I'm a writer. Allison's a writer. There is that part of it of nobody ever wants their story taken. Even worse is to have it be distorted and not be what it originally was. So I overlap also with my work as a bioethicist in medical humanities. I know that this kind of work helps with mental health. I'm not a therapist, which is why we bring in specialists, but it's not going to do anyone any good to say that this work is meant to help people and then to change their story or to take it from them, or to benefit from it ourselves and then not look out for the original storyteller. And the veterans really, I mean, I knew this, but they're so great with saying, look, we have to do this. We have to do this right. I originally got, I just thought of another reason why I work with veterans. I wrote a play about 10 years ago, and there was a reading, and it incorporated a protagonist who's a Vietnam War veteran. So many veterans approached me after the fact. I didn't expect that, and I was really moved by that. And they all had stories, every single one. And so that got the ball rolling of I'd really love for them to be able to put their story out there. I know they've been carrying it. I also know that there's a process where it takes 20, 30 years before they can talk about certain things. But you don't want to steal it. You don't want to pretend you have any idea what it was like being in Vietnam. If you have the opportunity to work directly with the individual and help them get the story there, that's kind of, you saw probably ethnodrama in one of my lists of things, but if it's not your own experience, just do a lot of research and work to get as close to really what it was, especially if you're representing a human being's story that shared it with you, trusted you to help them with that story. So I agree with you. It doesn't sit well. It's never sat well with me to have, and then other work that I've done, sorry, Allison, she tapped in with me. I did a lot of shadowing at hospital settings, healthcare settings. Didn't know, I just knew I needed to learn. And that is a setting where people come up to you, don't know you at all, but they have to talk. They have to tell you, the person in the bed in that room is a human being. I need you to know what their story is. And, certainly through COVID, there were a lot of stories, even healthcare professionals were sharing with me of, here's how stressful it is, and how and I could have run out and just typed all of these plays. And I think there's this thought that that's what writers do, is we mine for stories and then we make them our own success. But I don't think that's what we're doing. I think we gravitate towards, and we want to learn, we want to have a better understanding of our world too. But then if someone shares something very personal with me and they really want that story out there, then that's part of Propel's mission is we want to help them get there with them as part of that process as much as possible, until they say, okay, I trust you. And then after the fact, they still have the copyright, and we don't run off with the story for our own sakes.
Yeah, I think you both